30 Days of Night is a story about a neighborhood that decides to integrate.
Hey, man, vampires have been denied their civil rights for a long time. It's time we start calling them vampiric Americans, if you ask me.
It was a huge graphic novel when it came out. And the reason why is because it just has a really cool hook. As they tell you in the trailer, in this Alaskan town, the sun goes down for 30 days. So vampires, I don't know why it took them this long to figure it out, but they pat their heads like, duh, why aren't we there?
Because it's cold as shit.
These are basically like half wolf vampires that are really stupid.
Nah, these look like
they're feral.
Yeah, they're completely feral. They don't have much of a game plan, really.
They're taking it a step further to really make them kind of frightening. They're monsters. They're not these cool. You ain't gonna want to sleep with these vampires.
No.
Or maybe you will. I don't know.
They're not sexy. And there's actually a scene here where one of those vampires, the whole movie's just been covered with just crap coming off his face. And my first thought is, dude, wash that shit off your face. It's driving me crazy. I wanted to be like a mom and lick my thumb and wipe this stuff out. Let me get that.
Which is funny because it's apparently no matter how animalistic you are as a vampire, you still got some cool clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, vampires are always Euro trash. Yeah. They're always going to dress in the latest, European fashion.
And it's always going to be black.
The main point is these aren't your normal vampires. They're totally feral. They're trying to do with vampires what the remake of Dawn of the Dead did with zombies. Because they run at you like there's none of this whole, hello, my name is Count. No, they're just like, they just rip your neck open. They're just kind of like vampire rednecks, really, And they're almost more Wolfman than a vampire.
Yeah, they kind of look more like Nosferatu, if you will. It's just vampires who come in and take siege of the town. They pretty much hold people hostage and they want to kill everybody because they don't want any witnesses. And that is the frightening part of the movie because for 30 days, people have to hide.
The problem the reason it didn't work for me is it'll be like, okay, so it's day one, and right at day one, they come in, everybody knows that everybody's locked away hiding. They're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? We don't have any food, we don't have any water, what are we going to do? They keep taking these huge jumps. Like at one point, there's a 10-day jump. Like, all right, now what the is going on here?
Well, man, this ain't the Diary of Anne Frank where we gotta go through the day-to-day of the people hiding out for the vampires like they Nazis. I wanted it to move on. The thing is, what it's got going is some really cool action sequences, some really gory ones. Something to just make you cringe or just completely badass. And there's those time jumps, and I'm like, well, that could have been slowed down at the same time. I don't want to waste a lot of time in this movie. I get it.
Let's just say that they didn't want to take the time to show you them peeing in a jar, going down to the refrigerator and making a sandwich. Things moved fast enough to where I didn't really have to dwell on it.
But let's face it, this has got some of the coolest gore scenes. I just came from a big horror festival, and this had better gore scenes in it than almost anything I saw at that festival.
See, now, I do like gore. And I've complained about gore in movies, but it's so obvious that they're just showing you blood because a special effects person thought it was cool. This was part of the story. Man, these are some scary-ass vampires. You're going to be taking your kid in thinking about Count Chocula and this ain't like that, In fact, Count Chocula would be like, fuck this.
Please, God, please.
No, it was they managed to, through CG, create a very intimidating and, as you say, very creepy atmosphere. The movie looked great. There are some complaints in here, and some of the dialogue is not that good.
No,
but who cares? I get his full price.
I'm actually only going to give this a matinee because I think most audiences aren't going to be as pleased about this as we are. But I think anybody who considers himself a horror buff is going to find this one of the best horror movies to come out in the last couple of years.
Then give it full price.
I still had problems with it.
Not a perfect movie, but so successful for what it is and what it's trying to do. I give it full price. It reminded me of Blade. It's not like they're the same movie, but it's just that same level of entertainment where, man, I really enjoy it.
You know what's funny though? Black people don't like cold. So Blade probably was around somewhere knowing that vampires were up there. And he's like, F that, I ain't going up there. It's cold.
No, that's why they picked Alaska, because they knew Blade would never come up there. Yeah. Because as the great Paul Mooney said, you will never find a frozen nigger anywhere. Trying to make it